Hello! Today, we're going to be talking about the digestive system and all of the parts and functions that you need to know for your upcoming lab exam. But before we get started, I just want to note that if I say anything that is or isn't on your objectives, please talk to your professor first or come into the lab for further assistance. And with that, let's get on to this video.
All right, let's dive into talking about the digestive system. To begin, let's go ahead and identify some of the major organs and structures we can see with the body organized like this. To begin, we can see our diaphragm. We can also see our liver, stomach, large intestine, and small intestine. Let's go ahead and pull some of these organs out to get a better look at some other structures. Here, we can see a few more structures, namely our kidney, pancreas, another part of our small intestine, and the esophagus. Let's go ahead and start with talking about some of the structures that are at the start of the digestive system. First, we have the hard palate. We also have the soft palate and the uvula. We can also see here our hard palate, soft palate, and uvula again. We can also see our tongue. Below that, we have our sublingual gland. Turning it this way, we can also see our submandibular gland and our parotid gland. And again, it's important to note symmetry. So these would be the right, this would be the left. Next, we have our esophagus that leads down through the thoracic region, into the abdominal region, and leads into the stomach. Let's take a deeper dive into the stomach, starting here with the musculature. Here is our muscularis externa. Here is our muscularis media. And lastly, this is our muscularis interna. Here is our gastroesophageal sphincter. Opening the stomach up, we can see the rugae and the pyloric sphincter. As for regions, we have the cardiac region, the fundic region, and the pyloric region. We also are going to have the lesser curvature and greater curvature of the stomach. Coming from the stomach, we have the shortest part of our small intestine, the duodenum or duodenum. We'll return to this model very shortly. Next, let's cover the rest of the small intestine and the large intestine. Beginning with the small intestine, we have our jejunum and the ileum. It can be difficult to discern which is which when the small intestines all seem very jumbled up. But we know that the ileum is always going to be close to the cecum because of our ileocecal valve. Additionally, off of that, we have our appendix. And then if we were to remove our small intestine, we're left with our large intestine. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. We're going to have our ascending colon, our transverse colon, our descending colon, our sigmoid colon, and then our rectum. Additionally, each one of these individual bunches is a haustra, and this muscular band that spans the colon is going to be the tenicoli. Next, let's talk about the liver and the gallbladder. To begin, let's talk about the lobes of the liver. We have our right lobe, left lobe. Turning it around, we have our caudate lobe and the quadrate lobe. Flipping it back around to the front, we can see here our falciform ligament. We can also see a touch of the diaphragm on this model, and we can see a peak of our gallbladder. Let's flip it back around. Another ligament we can see is the round ligament here. Next, let's talk about some of the vasculature. Primarily, this here, which is our hepatic artery, and next to it, the hepatic portal vein. Let's move on to the gallbladder. We can see the gallbladder from this angle here, and again, like this from the front. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the ducts of the gallbladder. This right here is going to be our left hepatic duct. This is going to be our right hepatic duct. Where they meet is going to be the common hepatic duct. Coming off of the gallbladder, here we have our cystic duct, and then all will converge here to be the common bile duct. Next, let's return to this model. Starting up with the gallbladder we just talked about, let's go ahead and cover it on this model as well. We have our gallbladder, our cystic duct, and then over here we have our right and left hepatic duct, the common hepatic duct, forming the common bile duct. Let's go ahead and remove this part of the model. Returning to the duodenum, right here, we have the sphincter of Oddi. We also have our pancreas, and within that, the pancreatic duct. Last but certainly not least in the digestive system, we have the anal sphincter.
Alright, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, but don't forget to use your resources, and good luck on your upcoming lab exam.